I am very happy that Wing Commander Abhinandan has been released and is back home with his family. They have had a very difficult and a traumatic 72 hours, not knowing when he would return to them. Just now he will be going through medical checkups and he will be interrogated by the air headquarters to find out the circumstances under which, first of all, he shot down an enemy aircraft and then was shot down himself. Thereafter, they would be interested to know how he was treated as a prisoner while he was with the Pakistani army. I myself was shot down on the 22nd of September 1965 during the war against Pakistan. My aircraft was very badly damaged and on fire, and I ejected at low level. I landed in the middle of a Pakistani army unit who took me to a medical aid post to give me first aid, after which I was moved to Lahore Hospital, where I was well treated by the doctors and staff. From Lahore, I went to Rawalpindi, again to the hospital, after which I spent quite some time in solitary confinement. I finally joined the other Indian Armed Forces prisoners from the Air Force and the Navy in the first week of November. Till then, I had spent almost 6 weeks in solitary confinement. Once I was with the other prisoners of war, my morale was greatly improved and I was happy to be with them again, and I felt a great deal more confident about the future. Well, to start with, I was not aware that that Akashvani had announced that I had been taken prisoner of war, or what had transpired between the Pakistani High Commissioner and my father, who was in Delhi at the time. When he was asked whether he wanted me to be released, at the earliest, my father said, "Please treat all prisoners alike, they are all my sons, and when the time comes, my son should be released with the rest of them." I was duly released, as were the other Air Force prisoners, on the 22nd of January 1966. The treatment by the Pakistani Armed Forces was perfectly fair. I was not tortured, though I did spend a lot of time in solitary confinement. There was no threat that I could imagine would be, nothing to threaten me, though initially I was uncertain as to what the future would be. However, after the first week in December, when we were recognized as prisoners of war and received Red Cross parcels, everything changed. The food improved somewhat. Our clothing was not adequate, but we certainly felt a little more comfortable because we were in the northwest frontier in the middle of winter of 1965, January 66. The relationship today between India and Pakistan is very uncertain. Much as Imran Khan might wish to build bridges of friendship, I do not think he has any choice or any say in the matter, because whatever he says or does will have to be cleared by the Pakistan army particularly. I doubt they were happy when he announced in the Pakistan Assembly that Wing Commander Abhinandan would be released. And though he said he was extending a hand of friendship, as you are all aware, that even today there is a lot of cross-border firing going on across a line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. Oh, I think the relationship between the government and the Indian Armed Forces is first class. There's no question of any doubt about that. There has been some amount of disillusionment when it took a long time before the one rank, one pension was established and given to veterans. But today I am sure that the armed forces are more comfortable and certainly feel that if all that is being said in the aftermath of the Pulwama attacks and after what Wing Commander Abhinandan has achieved, things will continue to improve. All I can say against national anti-national elements, they have to be curbed, they have to be taught a lesson, and I think the government has done the right thing in outlawing some of the terrorist organizations in the Jammu and Kashmir area. I would like to suggest and add a word of caution to all my countrymen. We tend to use social media to spread a lot of information which is not actually true or authentic or correct. I would ask that they desist from doing so. You are aware that when Wing Commander Abhinandan was being questioned by the Pakistanis, he only gave his rank, his name and his service number as is expected by the Geneva Convention. However, there were some people, whoever they are I don't know, told the Pakistanis virtually that Wing Commander Abhinandan's home is in Chennai, this is his address and this is who his parents are, which is totally unnecessary and uncalled for. We must learn to sort of allow government to take these decisions and make these statements rather than people who I call loose cannonballs. Nalvada kala aitu Air Force li matte ನಾವು ಎರಡು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಒಂದು ಹೆಲಿಕಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ 1971 ಬಾಂಗ್ಲಾದೇಶ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್. ಅದೇ ಮುಂದೆ 65 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನ್ ಪ್ರಿಸನರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ 1976 ನಾವು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವಾಡ್ರನ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಪುಣೆಲಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಫೈನಲಿ ನಾವು ಜೋಧ್ಪುರ್ಲಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೌತ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಆಸಾಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಈಗ ಗಾಂಧಿನಗರ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆ ಸೌತ್ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕಮಾಂಡ್ 2 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ. ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಚಂದ ಉಂಟು. ಮತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಯಿತು ಡಿಸಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮದು ನಮ್ಮ ಜನ ಆರ್ಮಿ ಏರ್ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ನೇವಿಲಿ ಈಗ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಜನ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮದು ವಿಚಾರ ನಮ್ಮದು ಕೊಡಗು ಹೌದು 300 ವೆಟರನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಾಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಜನ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. The best way of life, the last fortress of integrity and safety for the safety of the country are the armed forces. It is a fine quality of life. We are well paid, we are well looked after, and I would strongly urge our young men and women to join the armed forces in large numbers. As I said, you're well paid and you live in a very fine environment, and you have the opportunity of traveling all over the country at government expense.